think about it. I can't see. I need to. Ooh, and I need to turn the Starlink on. I don't have the Starlink on, so don't have the Starlink on. Looks cute. Do I need anything else while we're out here? Or while I'm out there, I should say. I think we're good. Okay, we're getting a late start, but we're gonna go. The clouds broke. It was rainy here, so I wasn't gonna go out here. I'm sitting at the Mount Helena trailhead because figured we could go here, but we're gonna go by There we go. Go back in the wilderness because I'm not going to have an opportunity to do it for a long time. But it was super windy and all that kind of stuff, so I was just going to do Mount Helena here, but the clouds finally just broke. Why did IRL start and stop? That doesn't make any sense. If IRL stopped, then we're gonna take that off. I can't, right now, I can't go back and try and turn it back on. Super, I'll open this up for you, okay? The wind died down considerably. It was like screaming at like 40 miles an hour. I didn't know if I was going to be able to live stream. If we were going to run Mount Helena, I was going to live stream the run. But it was so windy, I was like, I don't think I can live stream. And then all of a sudden it just died off. Like literally 10 minutes ago, the wind just died. It'll be about, the only reason why I'm doing the live streaming to the trailhead is two reasons. One, I am going to try and live stream from there. From that trailhead, I know I can get 2 bars of cell service. Getting out to the trailhead, there is no service for about probably 20 minutes or more. Might even be more than that. It's a long drive. So you look at it and you're like, oh, well, the wilderness is only like 20 miles away. That can't take that long to get to. But we have to go, you know, it's not a straight shot to get there. Plus, over half of it, like 10 miles of it, is gravel road. Might even be more than that. Like it's going to take us a good 45 minutes to get out there. Maybe even longer. So that's why I'm live streaming the drive out. Just so I can at least check in with chat. And then if this cell service is good enough and I can just continue the live stream, then we'll, continue the live stream too. I know once I get to the top of the first ridge, well, the only ridge, because we have to go up and over a ridge and then back down, and you drop down onto the river. That's why it's called the Missouri River Canyon Trail, because you're dropping down into the canyon. But I know at the top of that ridge you get cell service, because the freeway is... What is the freeway? It can't be that far. Like, you can see like cars going down the freeway on the other side. So it's probably like 6 miles away or so. And there's a cell tower somewhere over there. I have no idea where, but then you definitely lose cell service as you drop down into the canyon. But then, oddly enough, because the only other way in to that area, other than the trail we're going to be going into, the only other way and to get back there is a boat ramp, is by boat. And there's a boat ramp in there, and it's about 4.5 miles back in on that trail. Surprisingly, you hardly get anybody that uses that trail. Like, there's just not a lot of people that walk in. Everybody boats in. But at that boating dock, because there's a big like kind of a nature walk / interpretive trail and stuff like that, because there's a really famous fire tragedy that happened back there where a bunch of smoke jumpers lost their lives, which is actually what changed the rules on wildfire management, is because of this fire. It's called the Man Gulch fire. And so they have like a huge thing back there for that. And then because of that, they have public Wi-Fi back in there, oddly enough. But I don't think I can get, I think I lose, well, I definitely lose signal before then. But whew, my sinuses are going crazy right now. Look at the change in the weather, like I've always had issues with my sinuses when you go from, the barometric pressures change, so from highs to lows. Hey, thank you for the follow, Anton. I will knock out push-ups when we get to the trailhead. How's it going? It's going pretty good. Yeah, going pretty dang good. Like, if this wind truly has knocked down, like, it's still blowing a little bit, but it was blowing like 50, 60 mile an hour winds up until like 20 minutes ago. But if the wind stays like this, it's absolutely gorgeous today. Yeah, it's like super awesome fall day. It was raining up until about 2 hours ago. That wind we got last night, all these trees still had leaves on them. There's no leaves anywhere anymore. Well, not all the trees, but a lot of the trees had leaves on them still. Cloudy and cold. Well, that's how it usually is here. Like, we don't usually have a fall here in Montana. It is usually super hot summer straight into cold winter, and that's pretty much what it was. We've already had 2 of our what we call false winters. And then this is only gonna last for like another couple days. Like, I got lucky. I've only been back in Montana for a day, and then I actually leave tomorrow to go back down to Arizona again. And but it's gonna get crappy again here by the end of the week. It's 39 there. Yeah, it's 45 right now here. The high today is only supposed to get up to like 54, I think, which is very unusual. I mean, this is typical weather for Montana. So 2 days ago, the high was like 56, 58, something like that. And then yesterday, the high was 71. And then today, the high is 54. So do I work out? Yeah, I usually live stream my runs. And we're going to attempt to do it today, but we're going to be back in the wilderness, so I don't know if I'm going to have good enough signal. Like right now, we're on my Starlink, even though I have great signal here in the city. But to get back to the trailhead, we're going to go through about 20 miles of zero signal. So we're going to hope that my Starlink is good enough. Jeez, what the? You okay there? What was that? My dog's over here hacking up a lung. Must have smoked like 10 packs of cigarettes last night, I guess. Speaking of smoking 10 packs of cigarettes, I think that vehicle in front of us is freaking hotboxing themselves. Look, that is strong. Be able to live stream, because once we get to the trailhead, I do know I get a little bit of signal, and I'm hoping, because I have to climb a ridge, that we'll at least have signal to get up over the top of that ridge. But then I definitely do not have any signal after that, because I drop down into the canyon. Try to watch TV. You just stand right in front of it completely sideways. I'm gonna get your eye boogies. Oh, she's like, fuck you. No, you're not. I don't even have a signal at your house. Well, I always have signal at my house because this van is my house. So, I always have a signal because I have my Starlink. Maybe spotty signal, but I always have a signal. I always have enough that I could always send like a text message or something like that. Sometimes I just don't have good enough Starlink because of trees or whatever to where I could like watch TV or something. so we're gonna try it. Probably just made it worse. I've been out here for so long. Sorry, can you get off of me? Thank you. See, I didn't even see these cars coming straight at us because blocking my view. I almost was going to turn because I didn't see any traffic. Because you were blocking it. Yeah. Get off me. Why do you keep doing that? Stay off of me. You have never been allowed to stand up on me like that, so why do you keep trying? Yeah, now you're choking yourself out. That makes a lot of sense. Those straight ahead of us, those are the mountains we're getting ready to go into. wrong with you this morning? I'll put your freaking seatbelt on you if you don't behave. Every time you step on there, you're getting thrown to the side. What the fuck is your problem? be in the middle of winter because it's a windy road and it gets a lot of snow and it gets pretty icy. And because you're, you know, in a canyon and in most of this, I call it a valley in a lot of areas, but it's still pretty. It's a pretty narrow valley, if anything. I would call it a canyon the whole way. So it stays pretty cold no matter what time of year. I mean, it's easily probably at least 5 degrees colder back here than in Helena all year round. Definitely have issues because these are tight canyon, really high canyon walls. Lots of hunters. I mean, it's Sunday, so it's going to be nothing but hunters out here. Yawning because I had to put her on the seat belt because she wouldn't stop being an ass. Yeah, it's your own fault. Yeah, own fault. Maybe when we hit the gravel, I'll let you back off again. And I'll open the window because we won't be going that fast. We'll be doing like 30, 35. I mean, that's all I'm doing now, but that's what the speed limit is on this road. Okay, I gotta turn the AC off because it is freaking that you can get, or that you can't get with your truck. And that was a decent truck. You can get anywhere. Like, you're not going to get any other places with the OHV that you can't just drive to with your truck. I get it on a lot of other areas in Montana. Like, you go back on some of those roads, and yeah, it's like a Jeep trail is being generous on a lot of those roads. Before, like even like when I drive up to Mount Helen and Trailhead, you turn onto the road there, and around here there's a few dispersed camping areas, but there's a big housing subdivision back in here too. Actually, there's two of them. There's one all the way back on Lakeside, and then there's one about midway. Anyways, my van, like when you slam it down into manual, will only let you go into a gear, you know, based upon like your speed and RPM and stuff. Like you cannot, so like right there, I went and trying to climb that hill, like would not downshift out a third, so I put it into manual and immediately went down into second because it's not allowed to be in third gear. It's like, well, why are you holding on like freaking fingernails on a door jam? You know, in third gear, if I can't even put you in third gear manually. part of Montana where you had to draw a permit, like a special tag, in order to go there. And it was usually, you had like a 50% chance of drawing it, and I always got pretty lucky. I think there was only 1 year that I didn't draw it. Yeah, we still got about 11 miles to the trailhead. That's at 9.3 to Missouri River, which is a fishing access point. We're going to turn before that, probably about a mile before that, but then we also have like 2 miles to go to the trailhead from that point. But anyways, he was like, convinced me to, the 1 year I didn't draw a tag over there, because he wanted to do some turkey hunting. So he was new to the area, but he was like, oh, I heard there's turkeys out over here. Let's go over here. So I was like, okay, I don't know if there's turkeys over there, but whatever. Oh, wow, that road is open too. I don't think I've ever seen all of the freaking forest roads open out here. Anyways, so we came out here to go turkey hunting, and I did not see any sign, heard anything of any turkeys. And so I was like, yeah, I don't know where you got your information from. There ain't no turkeys out here. That road's open too. Wow, every single road is open. That's just weird. Well, now fast forwarded to last year when not last year, 3 years ago? What would it have been? You're almost to 4 years ago. Wow, time flies. I was out here with my last dog, my old Vizsla, and we were up in the same area doing an off-trail ridge climb, and all of a sudden she kicked up a turkey, and I was like, wait a minute, was that a turkey or was that just like a ginormous mountain grouse? Because I never did really get a good sight of it. Off to the right on this road is some really good camp. There's like 3 dispersed camping sites back in there. They're really nice. Like if you have a really good vehicle, you can get back further. But there is truly a Jeep trail out there that I could get up with my van, but there's a lot of overhanging trees and branches. I'm too tall in order to really make it. But anyways, so I just questioned it. Well, then last year we were out here and we almost hit a turkey on the road, and then like just what was it, like a month ago or so, driving out here with a friend, it was probably a couple months ago, driving out here with a friend because we were going to go hit, I think, Refrigerator Canyon. Yeah, it was Refrigerator Canyon, and we were camped out here, and driving down the road there was like a whole flock of turkeys or whatever you call them. I don't know what you call a big group of turkeys, but yeah, right on, like crossing the road on the side of the road. I was like, gosh dang, so there is turkeys out here. actually right across from that is probably 5 or 6 dispersed camping areas. But usually Big Log Gulch is where all the horsemen go in from. And then our trailhead that we're going to, I don't remember what it's called, Grant Creek or something. You can go in that way, but not a lot of horsemen. There's not like a big area for horse trailers or whatever. Water's flowing though with the recent weather, because there's a spring right there that was flooding across the river or across the road. Cross this, and then it's this road that goes off to the left, and looks super narrow and kind of rough. It's like a Jeep trail, and I have no idea where it goes. I've always wondered, and I've never wanted to venture up it, because if I get up there and I can't turn around, like I hit something that I can't see from the road in my van, I do not want to be, because it's cliffside. You're talking 100-foot cliff or more once you get up higher even. Supposedly the town is like the cribbage capital of the world. That was the old schoolhouse for the community that used to exist out here, or maybe it was York, and then they bought it, moved it, renovated it, and now live out of it. It's pretty cool. But that schoolhouse is, 100 years old. I think that's the coolest thing in the world. Like I think it's cool when people do that with churches. Well, this is the road right here I was talking about. Like, I can't make the turn from here, but I could go down here, turn around, and then come back. I was wondering where it went, though. Like, there could be some kick-ass freaking camping spots up there. Last time, which I think I actually still need to replace my rear brakes, but I have them, I just didn't have the right tools to do it. But oh, this is where the road gets narrow and rough. The guy, because I got this is technically a commercial van, and he was like, oh, I can get you the fleet pads, like we have them in stock, and they're remarkably only like $70 or something like that for the set. I was like, he's like, do you mind if they're a little noisy when you're braking? I was like, nah, I don't care. As long as they stop me, that's all I care about. Well, now that they've worn a little bit, I know what he was talking about with the, oh, do you mind if they're a little noisy? Because they don't like squeak, but you could hear it. My rear pads were not bad either when I went to, I bought both sets to change them out, and the front set was pretty worn. So I changed it out. My rotors were still good. They weren't grooved or anything. I measured them with the caliper. They still had lots of life left on them, so I didn't change the rotors. And then when I went to change the back one, couple spots that are up here are taken even. We sit right on the creek. They're awesome camping spots. Unless it's like 100 degrees outside because there's zero shade. They're pretty exposed. And it is fairly close to the road, but this road doesn't get that much traffic because it's a one-way road. A dead-end road, I guess I should say, not one-way. Like, if you're coming back in here, you're either coming back in here to fish, you live in the little housing community that's on the banks of the Holter Lake. I don't remember what that's called. Something bar. Because there's a big old sandbar, which is where the housing is. But you're either on that or fire. Somebody came through and like freaking cut down a lot of these trees. Like, not dead trees, full, very healthy trees. What the hell? I bet you it was the power company. Because of the power lines right here. Yeah, somebody came through and cut down a lot of trees. Like, tons of trees. It does look like it's close to the power line, so that's my guess. I wonder if they're getting ready to replace the power lines out here. Here's one of the dispersed camping areas. Completely nobody there, but it does look like somebody left their toilet paper strung out all over. I hate people that do that. There's this area right here. Nobody's here. Wow, I cannot believe all these spots are open. There's another one just right past up here. This is a big one right here. Yep, nobody's there. Can't believe there's all the spots are open. That is crazy. It's freaking hunting season. It's the weekend. Why is nobody like camped out? I guess it's not opening week anymore. Maybe everybody went. All the avid, I'm gonna go out and hunt, set up my hunting camp and stuff. They must have all went out. What was it, 2 weeks ago for hunting season? For opening week here? Opening week of rifle season, I guess I should say. General's hunting season. Like, some of those areas would be awesome because you could just easily get across the creek here and go back in this area. There's no roads back in here. But there's some really nice areas. Like, that'd be awesome. Like, you're not going to probably shoot the elk back there because they're up here in the higher areas, but you're trying to shoot a deer. Okay, so somebody is camped out at this other. There's nobody right here either. This is a big ass camping area. There's like multiple dispersed campground sites right here. I think there's at least two. 1, 2, 3. There's 3 of them there. There's nobody there, but I do look down here at the very last one on your way to the fishing area, and there is somebody there with his big old fifth wheel. Let's see if there's anybody here at this trailhead. This big log gulch or something like that up here, and then off to the left there's all, like, right here is a dispersed camping area. Nobody's there. This is crazy. I can't believe how nobody is out here camping. I almost wanted to stay out here, but I told one of my friends that I would at least visit them tonight. See, this spot's open. Like, what the hell? I've never, no matter what time of year, I've never been out here and not seen at least 1 or 2 people on these, the 5 or 6 dispersed camping nice. I lived in Butte. Well, I guess I didn't technically live in Butte. I worked in Butte for about 5 years. When I was in the military, I was stationed there for about 5 years, and then I got moved to, well, how did it all work out? I got stationed in Helena for about 4 or 5 years. So I moved to Helena from Bozeman. And then I got sent to Butte, but because at that time I was married and my ex-wife had a really good job in Helena, so I just stayed in Helena and commuted back and forth to Butte every day, but I did that for about 5 years, a little over 5 years. And then I got stationed back in Helena for about 3 years, and then I went to DC for the last 3 years of my career. But I still own a condo in Helena, but I don't necessarily live there anymore because I live in my van full time. Just because it works out for my work. I do videography for ultra running now, so I go wherever I'm needed. It works out best. Just live in my van. So the mountain's like right off to the right up here. In fact, you can almost see the saddle of the ridge line that we're going to go over. You will once we turn here a little bit more. So that saddle right there off to the right between these two peaks, that's the ridge line that we're going to go up and over to drop down into the canyon. Like I said, I'll try and we'll try a stream, but I don't know if I'm going to, because I have 2 bars right now. Technically I should be able to live stream, but we'll see. And like I said, once I get higher, I should have better signal, because off to the left is, like, I can see the freeway across Holter Lake, upper Holter Lake. There's got to be a cell tower over there somewhere that I'm grabbing right now, because yeah, I have 2 bars. On the other side of this ridge line is the beginning of the actual wilderness area. There's somebody out here. I don't know if they're off to the right or if they're off on our trail, but there's somebody out here. Like I said, I've seen so much, like, big herds of mule deer every time we've come up here, big herds of elk every time we've come up here. So it surprises me there's not more hunters. I don't know if this guy's a hunter or not. I would guess and say no. Like, with his car, I would say no, because I don't know how he's going to get his elk out here. I think we will park here. There's parking up here as well, but I think if I park up there, I'm going to lose Starlink because of trees. I don't know. I don't really want to park over here. Remember to be bear aware. Food storage required. Food storage required. Yeah, be bear aware. There is lots of grizzly bear and black bear right here. Yeah, I think we'll just back in right here. Yeah, see, I'm already losing my Starlink. That's okay. So. sure if we are actually still live. Oh, come on, gosh dang it. See, there's a quasi trail that goes off that direction. The trail marker's still here. The trail exists for a little ways, and then it pretty much disappears for a bit, and then you can catch it again. And that's what you take to get to Cap Mountain, which is the tallest mountain out here. And that's the one I was like, oh, that'd be cool to go do. But I don't think I have that in me. And as windy as it is, it would be really windy out on that ridge. Man, it is so cool up there. So I will try. I don't think this is gonna work, but I'll try and live stream going up the trail. But it will most likely probably die. My live stream will die, but we'll try. Do I have everything I need? I think so. I think I'm gonna put, I didn't see what the temperature was. Doesn't matter what that temperature is, that wind feels cold. I actually wish I had my, oh, we're back? Okay, so we did lose a little bit. I think we are gonna just keep doing that. That was a long drive. Sat too long. I think, I wish I had my running tights on, because that wind is cold. Go ahead. I like how she waits. She does such a good job sometimes. She literally just sat, like, stared at my face, waiting for me to say it was okay for her to go. Oh, that's not good. That's what that crash was. That was my laptop. No, hopefully it still works. We used to float the South Fork of the Flathead River 10-day trips. Nice. Okay, I need to find her vest. 'Cause I don't know where it's at. I'm guessing it's probably in her bag over here. Jeez, I gotta freaking pull that off. There it is. Found it. I'm gonna give her a little treat. Yeah, see, it's pretty tattered, but she has pretty much ripped it up with all the time we've spent in the desert. She's running through pokey things. Oh, she heard me grab the treat bag. It is cold. I think I need to either put on a long sleeve shirt. I might just do that. I was gonna say put a long sleeve shirt on or a thermal, but I think I'm just gonna put a long sleeve shirt on. There you go. She's like, I know you had two of them, motherfucker. gimbal. Get a long sleeve. If I would have known I was gonna, put, was gonna be here for a few days, I would have tried to get my rifle sighted in to go hunting, because I did this year draw a special deer tag for an area. That's it. She's looking at me like, do I get another one? Yeah, I guess I could give her another one. That once, you weirdo. I'm just gonna give the rest of this. It's just crumbs. It's just crummy. It's like she thinks I'm gonna. Oh, she still got some stuff here. Just wait for her to get the rest of them. I'm curious to see how this works out, because I've always wanted to live stream back here for you guys, but never have. Like, eventually, once I get my setup, that's what I should do today too. Finish my IRL setup that I'm going to use. Ooh, I need to take gloves. I might actually want to wear them. I think I will, because it is chilly. Oh, by the way, it was 42. Come here, Nari. Come here, Nari. Hey, Nari, get over here, weirdo. What is wrong with you? I don't know where that guy came from. I didn't even hear anybody drive in. And they're like slowly driving around. So what does she do? Oh, they must be here to see me. And so she runs over right in front of their vehicle. Luckily the guy stopped. I need a hat just in case. Let me get this one out. There we go. I don't know what this guy's doing. It's like he drove in slowly. I don't know why I didn't hear him come in. I can see. I was standing here the whole time. I can see the road right there. Like, I wouldn't have noticed him. They like just drove in. Now they're leaving. Like, what? Okay, well, let's see how this works. Like I said, the freeway is about, I don't know, probably 6 or 7 miles that way. I can see, like, it's close enough you can actually see cars. But change camera views here. Zoom, there we go. It's like, come on, focus. I mean, not zoom, but focus. So yeah, there's a trail, a quasi trail, I guess you could say, that starts right over here. You can see actually the sign designating the trail. Well, maybe you can see it right there. And it goes up into here. And you eventually, you go over to the top of I think you actually climb to the top of that ridge. No, it'd be the next one actually, because you kind of go back in this way. And you climb the top of that ridge, and then that ridge will eventually come back this way to go up to Cat Mountain. But once you get to the top of that ridge, there's nothing there. And then this sign is wrong. It says the Coulter campground, that's that campground I was talking, or the area back there. No, the picnic area is where the boat ramp is. The campground is just a campground that you either have to hike to, which is about a mile from the boat ramp, or you have to go in from here. This sign is wrong. It is actually 4 miles to the campground, 5 miles to the boat ramp. I don't know why it's that far off. And my signal is already deteriorating, but I'll leave it up just in case we get signal every now and then. Who knows, once I get high enough, maybe it'll stabilize. I can even go down the other side for a bit. But if it's gonna be windy and like this, I don't know as if I'm gonna go down the other side, because it's about a 900 foot climb, 900 feet of vert in a little less than a mile to the top of this ridge. And then it is a 2,000 foot drop down to the other, because you're dropping down to the lake. So we're about 1,000 foot higher up here starting off. And it's about a 2,000 foot drop in probably 2 miles. So about 1,000 foot per mile. But the trail on the other side is way nicer, really. It's like it's got a lot of switchbacks on it to make it pretty nice as far as running goes. It is more runnable than this side. This side, yeah, I'm running right now, but once we get up to about where she's at, it just goes straight up this gulch. There is not a lot of switchback at all. Which there is no need for it, because it's not like, it's steep, but it's not super steep. And it's really rocky. So you can see the gulch now that we're going straight up. Straight up the guts on. But being that there's like zero snow, and this is the last time I'll be here for probably until next spring, and this is one of my favorite trails to run on, had to do it. Oh, she's over here trying to say hi to everybody. Sorry, she's a little crazy. itchy spot. She keeps stopping to scratch it. Where we started at in Helena would be completely summertime. First out, so sometimes it can have a harsh metal taste to it. Water, so because if they were to shoot something, it's because there's a herd up here. So both of them would probably be able to shoot something. Outside of the car afterwards. Mari's happy. That's all that matters. If she's happy, happy Vishla, happy life. Or I should say, happy Vishla, worn out Vishla, exercised Vishla, happy nighttime. So we're trying to find squirrels or whatever in the rocks. Spent. Like yesterday, it was just from driving that 20 pounds since Mammoth. Whew, and even 10 pounds mountain. I should say 20 pounds. Let's put it that way. 20 pounds. And then work at it. Put on some extra muscle. Wow, those guys were not joking. That wind gets really bad up here. That ridge is going to be horrid. See why they were successful with that wind. One, they're shooting over 100 yards at anything. They're gonna have to compensate for that wind. Pretty what's the word I'm looking for? A lot. I guess. But also their scent would be blown quite a ways. And I don't know what they're hunting for, most likely elk. But every time I've been up here, I've seen big herds of muleys off over on this side. And then I've seen big herds of elk off on this side. Now if they're off on this side, they'd be fine shooting elk. If they're off on this side right now, wouldn't be. Oh, you can see a little bit of the river going right there. That would be just past where the fishing area is. Oh man, I never get tired of the views right here on this trail. They're so awesome. A lot of the other trails back here, like Refrigerator Canyon, Views. Depending on which way you go, if you're coming this way till you hit like probably 6 miles, you have to get up over the saddle. Might be more than 6. And then going the other way, you get some really good views about 7 miles back. But then it's not until you get about 9 or 10 miles in that you get the views again. And that route's cool because then you're getting views of the deep interior of the wilderness, and that's the only trail you can get those views. There's what on the map says would be about a 23-mile loop that you would have just some fantastic views. I tried to do that loop one year or 2 years ago, but it got so rainy, miserable, and the trail pretty much just disappeared back in there after about mile 10. So I just turned around and went back. And there's a lot of deadfall, and my experience has been on a lot of the trails back here, I haven't seen any maintenance for a long time. I mean, there's a 20+ mile loop here. You go in here all the way down to the boat ramp, and then you take another trail to the top, which goes in between, like, I think it's called Sacagawea Peak. There's so many Sacagawea Peaks in Montana. I think that one, you go right next to it, and it's a high point where all the trails converge. So the Big Log Gulch, the other trail, like the first trailhead we drove past, Refrigerator Canyon, all those converge at that point at the top there. And Meriwether to here, I think I have a video on my YouTube channel from it. It was not a fun run, and so I still had nightmares of that. What would it be, like 6 miles back before you hit the trail going back to Refrigerator? I tried going that Refrigerator Canyon, and 8 miles back in there, it even had a lot of ground on that one. That was a funny, I don't know if I ever did a video on it. I did probably a YouTube short and a IG reel and stuff on that. I was like talking into the camera as a storm was coming in, and I was like, because you're remote, like I said, we're 20 miles from civilization right now. I mean, at least here there's, and then off over here is the community. There is some year-long residents there, but that's still 2 miles down the road. So other than that, like, York is the nearest community, and you know, we're 15, 16 miles back in from there. So sorry, on the video it was joking, but in also being truthful about how if anybody finds my phone and all that, you know, I was being stupid because nobody knew I was coming back there, and nobody knows I'm back here except for you guys. It is weird, like every time of the year I've always seen elk hanging out up here, and there is no sign of any elk. I wouldn't think they would be deep in. Like, there's not much deeper they can get. There is, but there's multiple herds out here. Hi, you girl. She thought I was turning around. Oh, we're going. We're going. Whew. Elk herd in this area. I came through last night. There's a real wooded area just down over there. They're probably in there bedded down or something. The wind's behind me now, so yeah, those guys would not have very good luck up here hunting today. This morning anyways. Their scent is just gonna get swirled everywhere. Poof, does. Oh man, the sun's gonna come out though. It's gonna feel a little bit warmer. My ears are aching from the wind. I've had that issue my whole life. I always had to wear a hat when it got windy. Doesn't matter what the temperature is, but when it's cold, it gets worse. Oh, that sun feels nice. My face was getting cold. Oh. Okay, and I Instagram. Again, I have no idea where the freaking cell tower is that I'm getting signal from, but has been going in and out. It's not great views from up here to the canyon, but hopefully I stay alive for a lot of the way down if we decide to go down. I may not, as windy as it is. Because it is a climb coming back up from the other side. Like I said, it's 2,000 feet almost. Might be a little shy of that, like 1,700, 1,800, somewhere around there. But this is one of those trails that if you're training for a mountain ultra, if I'm in better shape, this last like half mile, I can easily run. And then the other side over here is runnable if you're in shape. Oh, here we go. The nose of, there are too many trees right now. That is the nose of the sleeping giant right there. Yeah, this is not the best view. Might end up losing the stream, but probably a mile. We hit a really good view of the gates of the mountains. I'm just gonna have to get my rig built and just hike down in here because my little rig will not work. Like, I won't be able to run with it because it'll be, I think, a little too bouncy, but maybe I can. Might be able to maybe do some. Ooh, you can almost see the canyon. You can almost see it. Again, there's the nose now in the shadow of sleeping giant. It's kind of crazy when you see it from this direction. From Helena, it truly looks like a sleeping giant. And then you get over here and it's like the nose isn't even connected to the rest of the mountain. But oh, the signal's getting way better now. But yeah, now we're on the backside. The fire this last year that they had back in here is actually on the backside of this mountain right here. The freeway goes down that valley. Seaven Ranch is all the way down there. Oh, it's too bad it's not in the sun, because now you can see the canyon really well. That's the canyon going down in there. It is so gorgeous, and if you see it in full sun, man, it is freaking just beautiful. But you get your best views of it. The trail drops down. This ridgeline coming down here, it drops down and goes around the nose of that, and that's your best view. But the canyon winds around like this, and so way down over here is, or it might be that way, I don't even remember now. No, it would be this way, is Lower Holter Lake, and it's a big lake. But the boat, if you take the tour for Gates of the Mountains, launches from over here on Upper Holter, and then it comes down here, and you get to see why Lewis and Clark called it Gates of the Mountains, because it looks like the mountains are opening up like a big gate on the river right there. I'm gonna plug my phone in. Just gave me the 20% battery warning. This makes me happy that we're live still. Oh, now it's starting to get sunny. Oh, it is so gorgeous. So gorgeous. Let me try to zoom in a little bit. There's the river. You can see it. This canyon is so beautiful back here. So beautiful. We're gonna go back, put my glove back on. My ears are freezing. I might have to put my other hat on, but ooh, we got weather moving in. I don't know about this. I just now glanced over. What direction are these clouds coming? Because they're moving fast. I think we're going to turn around. Might turn around, because I do not want to get caught in that weather that's screaming towards us down and back in the bottom here. So like I said, we got dropped down about 2,000 feet. Which kind of sucks, because we're only 1.5 miles into this thing. Good dog go. Oh, you're right there. Hi, sweet girl. I'm looking around where she's at. She's standing right next to me. It kind of scared me a little bit. That's the chest of the sleeping giant right there, and then there's the nose again right there, the rocky part. Supposedly, you can get to the top of that chest, but to get to the nose, you have to coordinate with private land to get back there. Because I know people that have climbed the nose. But there's a road that goes to the back in to where the chest is. I don't know if you can drive on the road, but there is a road back in there. But it would only be like, you know, maybe 10K, probably like 3 miles out, 3 miles back from where the road is. Whew, I forgot to grab my GoPro. I was gonna do some videoing, whatever. And do I chance it? Those clouds look pretty nasty. I don't think I do. I'm watching this storm come straight at me, and it is definitely raining, or probably snowing, because it's freezing. I can tell it's colder here than it was at the van. It was 42 at the van, so it's probably like 37, 38 degrees here, so it's gonna probably snow. And I don't have the clothes to handle that. Man, I really wanted to go down, at least go down to the river. Oh well, I got to see the view. That's all that matters. See if I can get to where you guys can see the canyon again. It's not like super viewable here, just because of the way the shadows are, but there. That's the canyon. That's why I love this trail. Adam Peterman has a section from the campground. Or actually, no, somebody beat him last year. I think he's number 2 now for the CR on this segment from the campground to the boat launch. That whole stretch, because you're like right above the river, running along the river, there's a lot of like shale and, or not shale, scree in that section. Awesome trail. Like, I stopped and took pictures last time I ran it, and can you see Cat Mountain from here? I don't think that's Cat Mountain there, though. I think Cat Mountain's right. Yeah, that Cat Mountain is right there. That might be Sacagawea. But anyways, I got back and I was like, said I was like number 3 on the CR or whatever. And I was like, oh, I wonder who number 1 is. And then I looked and I saw it was Adam Peterman, and I was only, it's a mile section, and I was only like 7 seconds behind him. And I stopped to take pictures. So it was like, huh. But if you know Adam Peterman, he was probably doing the same thing. Okay, this storm's coming in, sweet girl, so we're gonna go back. My ears are aching from this wind because it is so cold. And I do have a hat. I should put it on, actually. Yeah, there's Cat Mountain, which is what I was talking about. You can get to it if you follow this ridge line, but it's pretty difficult. So the easiest way to get to it is the way I got to it before, is to come around from the other side, which is a lot longer, but man, look at that down there. I wish we could have made it, but this stuff is really moving in fast, so we gotta get going. We're only gonna get about a little over 2.5 miles, but that's okay. I wasn't expecting to go. She keeps bumping me in the freaking calf muscles. It's like, just go around me. I keep stopping to let her go around me, and then she freaking stops also. And I'm like, oh wow, look at that mountain right here. Look at that. That's so cool. I love the views back here. Supposedly you can get to the top of those mountains too. I don't know how, because there's no trail anywhere. And everything is pretty much cliff, so I don't know how you would get up there. But people have done it. So we did not officially make it to the wilderness, because if we would have gone down the trail, made that first switchback, and then right where that switchback turns again is the sign for the wilderness. That is the wilderness boundary. In fact, if I was to look hard enough, I could probably see it from here. Whew. Man, that is moving fast. I don't know if we're gonna make it back to the van before we get hit. Got about a mile back once we get to the top of the ridge here. A little more time. We go and climb from the other side. It's all off trail, but not too bad. It's not like super steep. It's a lot like this right here. So, but the trail is going down anyways. It's just off trail is all. See the elkhorns over there? that don't have a lot of snow. It looks like they actually got snow last night with the rain. It hit rain in Helena, so it makes sense they got snow last night. Whew. Okay, well, let's get out of here before the storm hits. The downhill running still hurts from my race. It's a good thing that my next race, that for my 200-mile race, I mean, so it's a good thing that my next race is mostly flat. I don't know if I can take pounding downhill. I need to find my my bands so I can do some body exercise, body weight exercises, with some band exercises, I guess, really. Some strength stuff I need to, especially for my next race since it's so flat. My hamstrings are what's going to give me the issue. That's usually what, the last 2 years I've tried to do this race, I have DNF'd. And the first year was, I had some just severe cramping, which started off in my hamstrings and just took over my entire body. And I tried to push through it, and I eventually had to DNF right around the 40-mile mark. And then last year, my stomach turned on me. The legs and everything still felt good, except for the fact that I couldn't eat or drink or anything. And I ran an extra 50K with hardly any nutrition or water. And so then by the end of that, yeah, I was starting to cramp a little bit, but legs still felt strong. But I was so depleted that I was actually wobbling on the course. It pulled me off the course. It was a self DNF, but it was could have easily been classified as a medical DNF. And I DNF'd at mile 48. So this year we're just gonna try and have a really good training block pace, and I'm kind of figuring out dialing in my nutrition. And so no matter what, I am not DNFing. If I have to sit in a chair for freaking 5 hours, I'm not DNFing. I'm gonna finish. But if I'm feeling good, I'm gonna push myself, because the last 2 years, if I was just able to maintain a moderate pace, like the first year when I DNF'd, I was in 6th place. And if I would have just maintained, and by maintain, I mean even slowing down, because you're going to slow down as you go. But on a flat course, even when I'm super tired, I can shuffle, a 10.5, 11-minute mile pace. So even if I had just done that, I would have taken 3rd. Last year, they had some super fast people, but I was in 6th place when I DNF'd, because a lot of this race it's a race of attrition more than anything, because you get these people that are trying to meet these time goals or win. And by people, I mean all these elites, because I'm running with the elites. Will I ever win? No. But yeah, last year I was in 6th when I DNF'd. The guy that they thought for sure was going to win, he ended up DNFing right before I did. Time-wise, I mean, he was way ahead of me. He was probably 10 miles ahead of me at the time. But then I kept going, and I passed him by 1 lap before I DNF'd. But technically I went further than him. And then there was like 2 other of the super fast people that DNF'd. Last year it was stacked. Like it was so stacked. I haven't looked to see what the roster looks this year, because usually a lot of people don't sign up until the last minute. They wait to see how their training block is gone, because there's many options of races at that same time. And so a lot of them say they have a really good training block, will run Black Canyon and shoot for a golden ticket, and then otherwise they'll shoot for the US, because this is the US track and field 100-mile road championships that I'm going to be racing in. So I don't need to climb mountains like I've been doing recently, but I'm not in a training block yet. My training block doesn't actually start for another week, I think. Or no, maybe 2 weeks? I don't remember. It's later this later in the month, I know for a fact. It might be confusing, because I think one of my athletes I coach, their training block starts November 9th, I believe. And I don't think mine starts until late month, like Thanksgiving or something like that. Maybe even later yet. It might not be till December. Because as long as I keep a moderate level of fitness, which is what I've been doing, I haven't been doing anything super long, pushing myself or anything. I've just been having fun more than anything. I only need 12 weeks, which would be, well, I guess that would be like the last week of November. So, or would it be last week of November? Yeah, it would be. Right around there. I don't know. I'll have to get in, we can see. I already built it. So now I keep telling myself I'm going to start doing some speed work. But here I made sure I had enough water, and I'm going to have my locked just because they wouldn't want it to freeze and break. But oh, there's like zero wind right here. This is nice. So quiet. Look at the views. Look at them views. And now I'm like, I mean, I can't see it. That is the storm system right there. And it's going that direction, which would be directly over us if we had dropped down into the canyon. But now I'm like, oh man, what if it like completely misses and we could have gone down in there? But better safe than sorry. More than anything, I don't want her to get, if it kind of rain / sleet / snowed on us, she would get really cold, and I don't want her to be cold. I mean, I'm freezing. I was in freaking 90-degree weather just a few days ago. And even yesterday, it was like 70, I think it was 72. When we got done off the mountain last night on our little trail run we did, I got back to the van and it was colder. can call it Nordlight. Somethings, I don't even know. They're not the ultra, more their gravel shoe, so you can use it on roads and like moderate trails. And it's more of a cushiony shoe. Hi, sweet girl. What are we stopping for? I gotta appreciate the view, Dad. Just gotta appreciate the view. I don't know what she's doing. And then, hi. This area, which is funny because they do get quite a bit of snow. But it's the rock type and ground type and everything here. There's nothing for the water to hold on to. Like there's not really any soil. Drains, it doesn't like do whatever. So it takes a long time for the forest to come back after a burn. And because it's so dry back in here, it always burns hot. You can talk all you want about how climate change and all this and oh, fires are burning hotter and all this. They're not really. I mean, they are, but not because of climate change. I mean, climate change is a real thing. It has been for millions of years. We're always in a constant flux. But the reason why in recent years the fires have gotten hotter, burning hotter and worse is because we have not let the fires burn. We're always fighting them. And the fires burn. It's just, because one, the fire's burning, it helps replenish nutrients in the ground. But yeah, this is coming from forestry management scientists. This isn't my opinion. And the other thing I love is they talk about weather changes and stuff due to climate change. You know, like, oh, you know, Death Valley is like way warmer than it ever used to be, or you know, some of this stuff. And it's like, you do realize that some of that could be contributed to the fact that plate tectonics, that North America isn't where it was sitting even 100,000 years ago. You know, plus you have no idea 10,000 years ago, 1,000 years ago, you don't even know how hot Death Valley was. It's only in the last couple hundred years that people have even been keeping records of that kind of stuff. But, you know, it's just the way it is. Climate change is a real thing. I think now, I don't want to ruffle anybody's feathers here, but is human activity contributing to climate change the way all these people are freaking out about it? Who knows? Maybe. I'm not going to say it doesn't, but I don't think it does. But I'm an environmentalist in the fact that I don't think we need to destroy our environment. I love being in the outdoors. Do we need to open up our freaking public lands for these big ass mines to go in and destroy our environment and stuff? No. Do we need to manage our forests better? Yes. Like, I am an environmentalist as far as that goes, but I'm not a freaking whatever you call it. I'm not, what's her name? What's the one lady from Norway or Sweden or whatever? It's always doing stuff. I don't know what her name is. Like she spoke at like the UN or whatever about climate change. And she was all hailed like when she was 13 or whatever. It's like, what was it, years ago with Al Gore doing all his presentations and talking about how CO2 levels go up, our temperatures go up. And since then, now looking at ice cores and stuff like that for the last millions of years, it's come to find out that really temperatures go up and then CO2 goes up. It's not the other way around. So it's like there's a correlation, but not a causation, I guess. And there's actually some of the ice cores now have revealed that we've had times where CO2 levels have gone up and the temperature has gone down. Oh, we're almost back. There's the van. Wow, we get great signal right here. We're running freaking 6 megabytes. Now that I look off to the right, it is a good thing we got out of there. I did not want to be stuck down in that canyon with that's a lot bigger storm system than what I thought. Like, I can see those mountains right there already. So we definitely would have got hit. I don't think it's as solid of a storm because I can see a little blue sky right there again, but even if it just rains a little bit and you get wet. So I don't have a rain jacket. The coat I'm wearing, it's weather resistant, but it's not waterproof, that's for sure. It does good for the wind. And it does repel water. I've had it on when it's been a little bit drizzly and it's done really well. Like, it's kept me dry, but I think it got really wet. You're talking, it's gonna eventually soak through. So here's my plan. Tomorrow morning I'm gonna get a run in before we take off. I might even do something tonight, we'll see, because we did not do enough today. So we might do something tonight, but who knows. I might hit maybe the far side of Scratch Grapples. Let me change cameras. Kabam! So we might do something tonight as well. I'll live stream that. But I'll definitely do something tomorrow. So I'll live stream that. And then we're gonna take off. Hopefully my stuff shows up early at my mailbox, because I just got one item. I have multiple items, but there's only one of them that I need. I could care less when the other ones show up. I can grab those in a month, or well, it'll be 3 months by the time I get back here. But I'm not, at least tomorrow, the drive, I won't be live streaming the drive. I might live stream after that. I'm gonna try and get down to Black Canyon the next day. So by Tuesday I want to be at Black Canyon, but we'll see how the drive is going. Oh yeah, this cord does awesome. It's nice having a 150 watt or whatever it is, 240 watt USB-C versus the one I was using. No wonder my phone was dying even when it was plugged in. This cord is awesome because I plugged it in and I'm already back up to 60%. That was what, like 20 minutes ago I plugged it in? It's down to 30. I'm gonna have to charge it. So once we get back down to Black Canyon, if that's where we go, I might stay a day or two up by Flagstaff, but we'll see. Because if the roads are still, or the campsites are still open, I need to wash this. Holy cow, that is nasty. If they're still open, then I'll be at Flagstaff. Otherwise, we're just gonna cruise down to. Why do you do that? Hey, stop! Stop doing that, you weirdo! Move! Why do you do that? Enjoy your bed. You're a weirdo. She keeps freaking like nesting, but she pulls her bed. It's like, why do you do that? That's an expensive, nice, soft bed that you love running in or laying in. Anyways, yeah, so that might be, if we push all the way down to Black Canyon, you won't see me. I might, how do I want to say this? I might live stream the drive on Tuesday. We'll get as far as we can get, I guess is what I'm saying. I got scratched as fuck on that. There's a few places that just reached out and grabbed me. So yeah, so I'll see you tomorrow morning. And then I might see you Tuesday for the drive. If I don't see you Tuesday for the drive, you won't see me Tuesday until, I don't know, we'll see. If we make it just to North Kaibab, we'll get a run in there. We'll see if the weather's okay. Because there's weather moving in here. I think we're going to beat it getting out of here. It sounds like it's not going to hit this area hard until around the 9th and 10th, which would be next weekend. So I think we're going to beat it. But there is a chance, like, as we're getting of snow the next couple days here. But it's just hitting the high peaks. But anyways, that's going to be it, everybody. So I'll see you next time whenever I see you. And then for those of you that are watching on YouTube, come over to Twitch, hit a follow. Because I do not live stream my IRL drives on YouTube. So, man, this hat is all bent to hell. Oh well. I washed it and then I didn't take care of it afterwards. That's okay. So yeah. And then I'll try and let you guys know what my schedule is going to be like. I will be working on next weekend for the Phoenix Marathon and the Phoenix 10K. I'm not sure what days, if those are all on the same day or what I'm doing, what my schedule looks like. I just know I'm doing filming for the live broadcast. That's all I know. And then after that, I have no idea. We might start heading back east because I have to be back in Maryland 2 weeks after that for the JFK 50. And so we might just take our time going back there, do some exploring, because there's a lot of states in the southwest or southeast, that she hasn't been to, and so we're going to knock those out. But we'll see. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Bye, everyone. I love you all. Thanks for showing up. Bye, everyone.